This is the Atlas Academy 6th grade science celestial bodies research project for 2nd period. The Sun.
The mass of the Sun is 1.989 times 10 to the 30 kilogram. The rotation period in Earth days is 24.47 days. The revolution period in Earth years is that the Sun does not have one since the planets revolve around it. The atmosphere and principal gases is chromosphere, corona, and heliosphere. The composition is mostly hydrogen and helium. Hydrogen is 75% and helium is 25%. Various metals are 0.1%. Interesting fact about the Sun is that the Sun accounts for 99.86% of the mass in the solar system.
Mercury.
Mercury is the planet closest to the Sun. Mercury has a mass of 3.285 times 10 to the 23rd power kilograms. The distance Mercury is from the Sun is 58 million kilometers, and it takes 0.24 or 88 Earth days to orbit around the Sun. Mercury's thin atmosphere is mostly made of sodium and potassium, but Mercury itself is mostly made of feldspar and magnesium.
Venus.
Venus's mass is 4.07 times 10 to the 24th kilogram. Distance from the Sun is 108 million kilometers. Rotation period Earth days is 243 Earth days. Revolution period Earth years 0.62 Earth years. Atmosphere principal gases 97% carbon dioxide, 4% nitrogen. Composition a terrestrial rocky. Interesting fact, it spins backwards compared to other planets. Another interesting fact is that it's the hottest planet in the solar system.
Earth, also known as Terra.
Earth's mass is 5.972 times 10 to the 24th kilogram. The distance from the Sun is 150 million kilometers. The rotation period of Earth is 23.93 hours. The revolution period is 365 days. The atmosphere contains of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.93 argon, and 0.04 carbon dioxide. The composition, a terrestrial planet, rocky. An interesting fact is that water covers 70% of the Earth's surface.
Mars.
The mass of Mars is 6.39 times 10 to the 23rd kilogram. The rotational period in Earth days is 1 day and 37 minutes. The revolution period in Earth years is 1.9 Earth years. The distance from the Sun is 141.6 million miles. The atmosphere, or principal gases, are CO2, carbon monoxide, and nitrogen. The composition is oxidized iron dust, making Mars look rusty. An interesting fact is that Mars has 2 moons.
Jupiter.
Jupiter has a mass of 1.898 times 10 to the 27th kilogram. It is made out of hydrogen, 90%. It's mostly made of helium and hydrogen. A revolution period on Jupiter equals 12 years. Rotation period equals 10 hours.
Saturn.
The mass of Saturn is 5.68 times 10 to the 26th kilogram. The distance from the Sun is 890.8 million kilometers. The rotation period is 0 days, 10 hours, and 37 minutes. The revolution period is 29 years. The atmosphere is helium and methane. The composition is hydrogen and helium. And a fun fact is that it's the least dense planet in our solar system.
Uranus. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. Uranus has a mass of 8.681 times 10 to the 25th kilograms, and Uranus has a rotation period of 17 hours and 14 minutes. Uranus is 2.871 billion miles from the Sun, and its revolution period around the Sun takes 84 Earth years. Uranus is made of hydrogen and helium mainly, and it is a gas giant planet. Also, Uranus has a large dark spot on its surface.
Uranus' scientific notation is 8.681 times 10 to the 25th kilogram. It is 2.8 billion miles from the sun. It's 17 hours and 14 minutes is its rotation period. Its revolution period is 84 Earth days. Its atmosphere and composition is made of hydrogen. And Uranus was discovered in 1781.
Neptune. Neptune's mass is 1.024 times 10 to the 26 kilograms. It is 4.5 billion kilometers from the sun. Its rotational period is 16.11 hours. Its revolution period around the sun is 165 years. Its atmosphere is mostly made of hydrogen and helium with bits of methane, water, ammonia, and other ices. The main composition of the planet, though, is mainly hydrogen and helium. An interesting fact about Neptune is that it has 14 moons that we know of right now, and where it has a very active climate. Triton is the biggest moon that Neptune has. Comets.
The mass of a comet is 5 times 10 to the 17th kilogram. The comet is one astronomical unit from the sun. A comet takes 7,300 years to rotate, but the revolution period takes 200 years. The atmosphere of a comet is icy gases, and the composition is frozen gas, dust, and rock. Did you know that the comet orbits the sun in an elliptical path?
Meteors, meteoroids, and meteorites.
The mass of a meteor is 4 times 10 to second powered. Distance from the sun is one astronomical unit. The rotation period doesn't have one, and composition varies but can include sulfur, iron, copper, potassium, and silicate. Interesting fact is meteor found in space, meteor in Earth's atmosphere, meteor hits Earth's surface.
Asteroids.
The mass of an asteroid, the average mass of an asteroid is 2.3 times 10 to the second kilogram. The average rotation period is 1 day. The distance from the sun, the average distance from the sun is 4.79 times 10 to the 8th power to the 8th kilograms. Away from the sun. The average revolution period is 1,095 to 20,190 days. The atmosphere is mostly carbon, and composition is mostly carbon. Asteroids may be grouped together in a belt between Mars and Jupiter, but some can move outside the belt.
The Moon, also known as Luna.
The mass of the moon is 7.34 times 10 to the 22nd kilograms. The distance from the planet is 384,000 kilometers. The rotation period is 28 days. The atmosphere, also known as main gases, is sodium and potassium. The composition is solid iron and molten liquid. An interesting fact is the dark side of the moon is a myth.
The mass of the moon is 7.55 times 10 to the 22nd kilograms. The distance from Earth is 3,838,004 kilometers. The rotation period is 27.3 days. The atmosphere is made of helium, argon, neon, ammonia, and the composition is 43% oxygen, 20% silicon, 19% magnesium, 10% iron, 3% calcium. Interesting facts: the moon was formed 4.6 billion years ago. The surface temperature is negative 233 through 123 degrees Celsius. The radius of the moon is 1,079 miles.
Now the Galilean moons. Io.
Eo's mass rounded is 8.93 times 10 to the 22nd power. The distance from Jupiter is 421,700 kilometers. Its rotation period in Earth days is 1.77 days. The atmosphere, principal gases, is majority sulfur. Composition is 90% sulfur dioxide, silicate rock, and a molten iron core. Some interesting facts are most of its air comes from volcanoes. It is one of the most volcanic planets known to man. It's the fourth largest moon in the solar system, and it was discovered January 8th, 1610.
Europa. The mass of Europa is 4.799 times 10 to the 22nd kilograms. Its distance from Jupiter is 666,268.416 kilometers. Its rotation period is 3.5 Earth days. The atmosphere consists of oxygen, and it's mostly composed of silicate rock. Interesting fact is that this is the sixth largest moon of 181 total moons found in the solar system. Ganymede. Callisto.
Callisto's mass is 1.08 E plus the 23 power. Callisto's rotation period 16 days. Callisto's atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide. Callisto is made of rock and ice and silicates. There are more craters on Callisto than any other object in the solar system. Callisto is the planet because it does not orbit the sun.
Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate your time and hope you have a great day.